Hi, this is Alison, Little Miss Grosser, back with a video for you. It's the very early hours of Friday, the 13th of March. I've just watched Friday the 13th, Part 8, which, in all its silliness, is actually one of my favourites. But before that, I actually watched The Exorcist, Part 3, which is my favourite Exorcist film. So I thought I'd just talk to you a little bit about both films. Exorcist 3 came out in 1990 and it stars George C. Scott as Lieutenant William Kinderman, who is a minor character in the first film, and he is tasked with solving a series of gruesome murders in Georgetown. It's got a few twists and turns. There is a return of another character from the first film, but I won't say who it is because it might spoil it for anybody who's not seen it. It's a very, very good film. As I say, it's my favourite Exorcist film and one of my favourite films of all time. I saw it for the first time when I was in, crikey, I think I was in my 30s actually. And I really, really enjoyed it. It relies a lot more on suspense and mystery rather than gruesome violence or anything, which I think is a good thing. The first Exorcist is a great film, but there's a couple of moments that I just think, yeah, it's a little bit gory, but then again, it has to be to kind of make the story come across, and it's not constant in the first one, but there's a couple of icky bits in Exorcist 3, but nothing that that you can't handle. I wouldn't have thought, God, if I can handle it, anybody can. If you like the first one, I think you'll enjoy the third one. The second one, I know a lot of people hate. I didn't hate it, but I thought it dragged. I thought it was average at best. But I digress. Yeah, Exorcist 3 is worth watching for George C. Scott alone. So if you're a fan of his, and a fan of it's almost like a gritty psychological thriller as opposed to a horror. There are some horror elements, of course, it's an Exorcist film, but yeah, it's kind of like a horror film meets like a detective mystery, and they're two of my favourite things to kind of go together. So yeah, that's Exorcist Part 3. As I said at the beginning of the video, I've just finished watching Friday the 13th Part 8, which I'm sorry I'm suppressing a bit of a smirk and a giggle, because although it's one of the most ridiculous films in the franchise, it's also one of my favourites, probably because it was the first one I saw as an adult. Oh no, Jason X was the first one I saw as an adult, and then I decided that Part 8 looked fun, so I ended up buying and watching that. But anyway, I'm waffling again. Friday the 13th Part 8 is mostly set on a boat and not New York itself. So if you're going in expecting it all to be shot in New York, please don't, because you'll be disappointed. And it's not filmed in New York, it's filmed in Vancouver. But for all intents and purposes, it's Manhattan. It follows a girl called Rennie who is afraid of the water, and she goes on her final high school year trip, which involves getting on a boat in New Jersey and going to New York. And as you expect, his lordship turns up in his hockey mask, which there is a particularly amusing nod to once they get to New York. And as usual, starts wreaking havoc. I'm not going to tell you who dies and who lives or how it happens, because that again will spoil it. But Kane Hodder is my favourite Jason, just because I'm more familiar with him. And he's a really nice bloke. I'll have to post the picture of me with him in London from, God, that was nearly 7 years ago. It was 2019. But, I mean, you get some people that don't like the ones after part 5 because they kind of almost turn into self-parody. But I'm a fan of the serious ones and of the sillier ones. I think they both serve entertainment purposes. And I just thoroughly love the franchise. The only one that I don't have is Jason Goes to Hell because I like it, but it's not as good as the others, I don't think, entertainment wise. But anyway, I'm digressing again. So yeah, if you're a Kane Hodder fan and don't take horror too seriously, I can highly recommend Jason Takes Manhattan. Anyway, I shall stop waffling now as I should probably go to bed. And I will see you very soon. Take care. Bye.